Well, good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and this is your Royal Daily News for July 1st, 2022. In Monacoville, the Palais Princier de Monaco released a new photo of their Serene Highnesses Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene of Monaco on the occasion of their 11th wedding anniversary. The image, photographed by Mr. Eric Mathen, was taken in the back garden of the Palais Princier. On Wednesday, June 23, 2010, the Palais Princier de Monaco announced the engagement of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II to Miss Charlene Lynette Wittstock, an Olympian swimmer from South Africa. On July 1, 2011, at 5 p.m., the couple were civilly married in the throne room at the Palais Princier. The two witnesses were Mrs. Donatella Connect de Massey and Mr. Chris Levine, Prince Albert II's first cousin, with Mr. Philippe Narmino conducting the civil marriage. Guests in attendance included Her Royal Highness Princess Caroline of Hanover, Princess of Monaco, and her children, Mr. Andrea Casaraghi, Miss Charlotte Casaraghi, Mr. Pierre Casaraghi, and Her Serene Highness Princess Stephanie of Monaco, along with her children, Mr. Louis Ducroet, Miss Pauline Ducroet, and Miss Camille Gottlieb. Also in attendance were Charlene's parents, Mr. Michael Wittstock, Mrs. Lynette Wittstock, and Princess Charlene's two brothers, Mr. Gareth Wittstock and Mr. Sean Wittstock, to name a few. After the civil ceremony, the princely couple waved to the crowds from the balcony of the Salon de Glace at the Palais Princier. After a reception on the Place du Palais Princier with hundreds of Monegasque and government officials, Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene attended a private cocktail reception for friends and family held at the Hotel Hermitage in Monte Carlo. Later in the evening, the princely couple, along with hundreds of people, and trust me when I say hundreds, there were a lot of people there, believe me, from around the world, arrived at Port Hercule in Monte Carlo to attend a concert by French artist Mr. Jean-Michel Jarre in honor of the princely wedding. The next day, the princely couple were married in a religious ceremony held in the courtyard of the Palais Princier de Monaco on July 2, 2011. In Copenhagen, their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, accompanied by their children, Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, Princess Josephine, and Prince Vincent, cheered on the Tour de France cyclists as they passed by Amalienborg slot during the first stage of the world's most famous race. The 13.2-kilometer route took cyclists around the beautiful streets of Copenhagen, passing iconic landmarks such as the Little Mermaid and racing through the world's busiest cycling lane, Dronning Louise's Bro, which is known as Queen Louise's Bridge. The winner of the first stage of the Tour de France was Mr. Yves Lampert of Quick Step Alpha Vinyl. Mr. Lampert finished the 13.2-kilometer race in 15 minutes and 17 seconds in rainy conditions that slowed many of the riders. After presenting the yellow driver's jersey to Mr. Lampert, Crown Prince Frederik posted a message stating, quote, "Today's single start in Copenhagen was amazingly beautiful, and even though the clouds opened along the way, the atmosphere from all spectators was great. A big thank you to the race organizers and volunteers who made the Grand Départ a success. Many of us are looking forward to the next two stages on Danish soil, and of course the riders' further moves in France. Signed, the Crown Prince." End quote. Tomorrow, July 2nd, the second stage of the Tour de France will begin in Roskilde, passing some of the most beautiful landscapes in the country, and the final 20-kilometer stretch over the Great Belt Bridge to Nyborg. In Jeda, His Majesty King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands presided over the ceremonial transfer of the monument Vossenbosch to the Moluccan community. The day began with a visit to a church. Soon, His Majesty arrived at the monument Vossenbosch, where he was informed about the deep symbolism and creation of the monument. The Monument Vossenbosch Foundation then transferred the monument to the Moluccan community in Virda. Thereafter, His Majesty King Willem-Alexander spoke with the first, second, and third generations of Moluccans about their experiences, as well as their feelings about the time they spent in Vossenbosch, their integration, and the future. In Ettelbruck, His Royal Highness Grand Duke Henri of Luxembourg attended the opening of the 39th edition of the Ettelbruck Agricultural Fair held at the Däichwisen. Held under the theme Luxembourg Agriculture, Tradition with a Future, the 3-day fair will house 250 exhibitors and 500 animals. According to a press release, the Ettelbruck Agricultural Fair has become the, quote, essential meeting point for all professionals in the green sector for farmers, foresters, horticulturalists, trade, scientific research, and agro-biotechnology. Particular emphasis is placed on the presentation of Luxembourg products and raising consumer awareness of the discovery of regional products, end quote. During today's opening, Grand Duke Henri visited various exhibitors, mingled with visitors, ate delicious food, and overall had a wonderful time. Last evening in Colmer-Berg, their Royal Highnesses Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Teresa of Luxembourg hosted yet another garden party held at Château de Berg. Also in attendance were their Royal Highnesses Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume and Hereditary Grand Duchess Stephanie of Luxembourg and His Royal Highness Prince Louis of Luxembourg. And finally, in Madrid, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain met with 25 young leaders from the 17th edition of the Fundación Carolina Young Ibero-American Leaders Program held at Palacio de la Zarzuela. Organized by the Fundación Carolina and Banco Santander, the 25 young people were selected to participate in conferences, meetings, and visits to institutions and companies in Madrid and Brussels for 2 weeks, which will allow them to carry out a deep immersion in the Spanish and European realities, which will take place from June 26 through July 10, 2022. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Saturday, July 2nd, with all the latest royal news. Until then, you can visit me at my website, royalcorrespondent.com, or on Twitter. With that being said, happy Friday, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and a fantastic and relaxing weekend. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.